Well, you know, folks, sorry about that starting the recording right there. I was going to press something else, but I was actually going to zoom in before recording. But anyway, you know, is it me or is Destination America seem to be in the wrestling news a lot lately? I mean, first of all, they're in the news, they're in the wrestling news, if you will, for canceling Impact Wrestling Unlocked and Greatest Matches on Saturday mornings. They're in the news for the fact that they're moving Impact Wrestling from Fridays to Wednesdays. And they're in the news for possibly using an out clause at the end, in September to end the negotiations, end the contract, which is a 2-year contract with Impact Wrestling, basically a year and a half before they're supposed to. So, with all that said, it seems Destination America just cannot get enough of being in the wrestling news. Because as you see above or below, you can even Google this. You can look at Destination America's Twitter, because unless they got hacked, unless someone hacked them, unless they did something, you see it above, you see it below. It seems that Destination America has acquired, okay, again, you see it above, you see it below. It seems that Destination America is not the only home for Impact Wrestling. It seems that Destination America is not the only destination for one wrestling promotion or company. Because like I said, you look above, you look below, depending on how you watch this. It seems that starting a week from tonight, at 7 Central, 8 Pacific, at 8/7 Central, Ring of Honor is coming to Destination America. That's right. Ring of Honor, ROH, is coming to Destination America. Now, like I said, unless somebody hacked their account, photoshopped this, made this sort of breaking news, it seems that Destination America just can't get enough of their wrestling. Because according to what this seems to be in reports, Destination America is going to use Wednesday nights as the mid-wrestling block. And you know what? They're going to use it to compete against the WWE Network's NXT by taking two of what some fans would consider the better wrestling in-ring-wise programs to go against WWE's NXT. That's Ring of Honor and TNA. And Ring of Honor is going to be the lead-in program for TNA. Isn't that kind of awkward, isn't it? Isn't that kind of awkward? Here's a company that essentially has been taking all of Impact Wrestling, all of TNA's talents, established talents that is, in the likes of an AJ Styles, in the likes of a Samoa Joe, in the likes of Bad Influence, aka The Addiction, Chris Sabin. Here they are, all of a sudden now being the lead-in to the company they're taking the talent away from. Can you imagine how Dixie Carter must feel right now? Dixie Carter must be like, what the blank is going on here? And how do you think TNA talent feels, knowing that their program is going to be led into by a rival program? Seriously, when has that ever happened? I mean, some might say, well, what about Black Saturday back in '85, when WWE took over World Championship Wrestling and it became WWE Championship Wrestling, or whatever it was called. There's no comparison to that. Because as far as I know, historically, you're supposed to only have one company per network. Yeah, one company per network. And if my historic accuracy is good, cable-wise, you have, when it comes to major companies, one company is the flagship wrestling program for one cable channel, not two. Especially if they're rival ones. I mean, I can understand why SmackDown and Raw are going to be on the same network because they're both owned by WWE. I can understand if they wanted to put NXT on the USA Network down the line. It's WWE. But to put two rival promotions back to back with each other, that's like if you took UFC and put it back to back with Bellator. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. I mean, even in baseball and football, networks are distinguished by the teams they carry. Here in Northern California, we are distinguished by the fact that one Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area channel, 720, carries the Giants, and 721, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, carries the Oakland A's. The only exception is the Comcast Sportsnet Plus channel in case there's a basketball game or a hockey game in their place. That's the only exception. And then if that's not all, during the preseason of football, you have the NBC network. Okay. All right. You have you have literally, you have KOVR, which I think is CBS 13 here in Sacramento. You have KRRV, you have CBS 13 here in Sacramento that carries the CBS San Francisco affiliate KPIX's broadcast of San Francisco 49er preseason football. And then on top of that, you have Channel 3 broadcasting Raider football during the preseason. Okay, KCR3, or My58 are the ones that would carry Oakland Raiders preseason football. Well, CBS 13 Sacramento, which I think is KOVR originally, carries the 49ers. It's almost like if the ABC affiliate here in the Sacramento, in the Central Valley region, carried the Warriors and the Kings. They can't do that. As far as I remember, sometimes if the Warriors were on national broadcast, it'd be 712. It'd basically be the CW network. That would be the Warrior deal. it's kind of, just like with the A's and the Giants having separate Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area channels to themselves. Same with the Warriors and the Kings. That's basically what this is like. That's basically how it should be done. Even in wrestling, did you see WCW television show up on USA Network? And don't say, oh, what about the Invasion? No. Did you see him show up on the network WWE was on? Did you see Nitro or Thunder move to Spike TV or to TNN Spike TV when they had the WWE contract? No. Did you see that even when WWE was still on USA before that? No. Did you see ECW decide, oh, we're going to go to USA instead of signing with TNN and be opposite of Raw? Did you see that? No. What you saw was basically people that established the fact that separate cable channels, separate wrestling promotions have their own cable channels. You don't go out and sign on and agree to be broadcast back to back with your rival promotion's cable channel. You don't do that. And I can understand maybe from a business standpoint, they want to have at least something that knocks something of the WWE's off their radar, or knocks on the WWE door and says, hey, look at us, we got wrestling too. Or at least on USA's door, and says, hey, look, we got wrestling too, but oh, by the way, we've got two different promotions. What do you got? Look, there's a lot of us, including myself, that were hoping that Ring of Honor would get a national broadcast deal. But there's a lot of us that were thinking they should be on their own network. Not this. And you have Richard Gray saying he's not easily shocked. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people, including myself, that are. Because instead of having the announcement that, oh, Ring of Honor is going to Spike or Fox Sports or FXX, whatever, or FX, whatever you want to call it, instead you get the announcement, we're going to be back-to-back with TNA. Unless Destination America has made some kind of deal out with TNA to where they're going to do an angle that's going to be invasion-like, where you have TNA invading Ring of Honor and vice versa, it doesn't make any sense. And unless this is just for the summer, okay, I can accept that. But seriously, if this is also a way for them to try to get the eyes on their channel, eyes on the product, eyes on Impact by having a fan favorite that people are now assuming is the number 2 promotion over Impact, kudos to them. But seriously, what the fuck, Destination America? What are you thinking? And honestly, I don't think deep down TNA talent, officials, or even Dixie Carter herself are happy about this. And you know what? I'm almost fair to say that deep down, I don't think Gabe Skopolsky or anybody at Ring of Honor is happy about this. But let me know what you guys think down below. Because this is a first for me as far as wrestling goes.